What's up, guys? We are in the shop today doing a little install. We are doing the Minn Kota Terrova. I've got it here on the desk here, onto the Autopilot 120 Pro. Really cool install. It's gonna be nice because a lot of the stuff are integrated into each other as far as the kayak, and installing that stuff should make it super simple. Got a bunch of stuff laid out here, so let's kind of go through what you're going to need, what you probably need to get yourself, and then what comes with it, and all that good stuff. All right, we got the Minn Kota Terrova. We are doing the quick release bracket on it as well. I've got the bottom, the larger plate installed onto the Terrova already, and then I've got the puck plate, which this will connect to the kayak. We've got the kill switch module, the kill switch plug, the actual kill switch, and the install stuff that comes with the Terrova. The Terrova is also going to come with a data cable. In case you want to run your Hummingbird units to it. It's also going to come with some other goodies for install and all that. If you are running the kill switch into the Old Town, you're going to need two pieces of cable. So you're going to need a shorter one that runs from the motor to the module, depending on where you're going to mount this, and then you're going to need one from the module back to the battery. So you're going to need two separate cords on there. We're running 8-gauge wire. Should be more than enough to carry that load. And then I'm also using some Anderson plugs. If you know how to solder, or if you have a heavy-duty crimper, you can use those. I've already got these already soldered up and on there. Like I said, if you don't have a solder gun or a heat gun or a torch or anything like that, you can get a heavy-duty crimper from like Harbor Freight for relatively cheap. But this is what we're going to need. We're going to jump into the install of it. We're going to start at the nose with the puck and then kind of go from there. So let's get into it. All right, so we're going to start off with the puck on the nose of the kayak. Keep in mind on these brass inserts, these may not line up exactly with this. So you may have to take your time, make sure to get these lined up. You don't want to strip the brass inserts because then you're kind of screwed. You get them stripped. But whenever we start this process, just usually get one going at a time, get it started. And then just kind of slowly going through, getting all of them started. Typically on this kind of stuff, I'm only doing hand tied. I'm not cranking it down with the drill. If you are using a drill, just back down that torque, and that way it's not going too crazy on these. Because again, you're going into a brass insert that's into a plastic boat. But again, you may struggle to get this lined up. It's just part of the mold, how it cools down. Of course, they've got it tried to line up, but it's plastic. It can move. If it's hot or cold, that may affect this too. I try and get everything inside. That way it's not, cold and real stiff. It's a little bit more pliable. But we're just going to get these down hand tight. Once we get that done, like I said, I've already installed the base plate that goes to the motor. We've got a little cotter pin here, and then the handle that goes in there. So we can set this on there. This as well. It's going to be kind of snug the first few times. Get that installed there. Put the cotter pin, motor's locked up. The other thing I've already done with this is I cut this down to be a little bit shorter, a little bit neater. This is our Anderson plug that's going to plug into the power up here. So let's start from there. We're gonna run the cable that goes to the front to the kill switch module. We're gonna get that mounted up there. We're gonna do it a little bit different than Old Town does it. Old Town will actually drill a hole into the kayak. We're gonna use some double-sided tape to help keep that in there, that we don't have to drill any holes or anything like that. Just preference for the customer. If the customer's having an issue with that double-sided tape, they can always drill holes later. But we're gonna do it where it's nice and clean, not drilling holes or anything like that, and then go from there. All right, so I got my shorter cord that goes from the motor to the kill switch module. We've got an Anderson plug on one side. The other side we have some quarter female connectors. These are rated for 8 gauge, which that's why we're using. It makes it a lot easier to fit it in there. Nice part about these ones, they actually have heat shrink already built into them, so we don't necessarily have to use the heat shrink that Old Town provides in their kit. But what we'll probably do is we'll probably get these plugged into the kill switch module, and then from there we'll put this over the entire module, put the heat gun on that heat shrink, and get it all cleaned up. But so we're gonna run this cord in through that front hole into the inside of the kayak. As you can see, I've already got my holes made for this. I probably should have put this on first because I don't think that's gonna fit. We might be able to trick it and go backwards. It's one of the things I always, little stuff like that, it's kind of hard when you're doing installs and whatnot. It's just, don't forget to get your covers and all that in. So let me take off this Anderson plug real quick, and then we'll get it ran right. All right, so we're gonna run our cable in there. We're gonna get our housing for our grommet here. This is nice because this comes with the actual rubber grommet comes with the already built in. It's got some designated holes. I just poked a screwdriver through those holes. That way I don't have to slit it. That way it might help be a little bit more watertight. But you just want to get that lined back up. Get your plastic housing over this. And then same thing on these screws, just get them started. And then go from there. Get them lined up. Again, most of the stuff, these are just biting into the kayak, so we don't have to crank them down crazy hard. Just get them started. And then just put them down. If you wanted to, you can go back before you install these, put silicone in these. Looks like the grommets are pretty snug. As far as keeping water out and all that, but never hurts to put a little silicone around it and get that all cinched down. But just get it tightened down. Again, these screws are biting into the kayak, so just don't do too crazy. Once you get that there, you get your Anderson plug, positive to positive, negative to negative. Get that put in, and then that's what's actually going to connect to our motor. Again, this cable is going inside the kayak, and it's going to the kill switch module. All right, so I went ahead and took the motor off right now just to give us some more room. Got the lid off. As you can see, I got my cable ran through. I think I'm gonna button this up. We got rod tubes in the 120 Pros now, so I think I'm gonna button these, zip tie these to the rod tubes, just to help keep it off the ground or off the bottom of the kayak. And then we're gonna run this to our module. So in your, in your installation manual on the Terrova, it's got a nice little diagram showing where your power cord of the trolling motor, where the positive needs to go, where the negative needs to go. So we'll take that, we'll get these lined up, and then after that we'll run our cable from here to the back. Before I get this mounted inside the kayak, I'm gonna get all this stuff ran. I'm probably gonna do some testing before I finish it, but let's go ahead and get this going. I should not put that heat gun on the kayak. It's not good for it. But we're gonna let that cool down. Just gonna set that up here, nice and sealed up. And then let's grab our power cord. So again, we're running 8-gauge wire. We're using Anderson plugs in the back. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run this from here. We're gonna run it all the way to the back of the kayak. Sometimes you'll need a snake. Sometimes this wire's stiff enough that you can just run it all the way to the back. But same thing on this. We've got the 1/4-inch female connectors. We're gonna look at our diagram, see how these plug up in here, make sure and grab our heat shrink, and then get our heat shrink set up. Let's grab that real quick. So we got that set up right now. The only other cable that you're gonna run to this is actually the magnet that goes to the kill switch. We're gonna get that drilled out and installed next. But we just leave that there, let it cool down. So as mentioned before, the Terrova is gonna come with the kill switch module and everything. The nice part about this is it does come with a spacer here. So if you are using if you're mounting this to a flat surface, you'll want to use a spacer to get it to line up to the correct spot. If you're using a 120 PDL Pro, the nice part is once we get this cover undone from where the kill switch goes, this is already set at the correct height. So for the 120 Pro, the Old Town 120 Pro, we're gonna keep these screws. We don't need that cover anymore. We're gonna keep these screws, but we are not going to need the little spacer. So we're gonna take that spacer off. So we won't need that. Just hold on to it in case you get, if you get a different kayak later on, you may hold on to it with the original packaging. So here we are, we've got our spot here. This is actually where we're gonna drill our hole. We're gonna run this cable through here. This piece, which is just a magnet, is gonna sit it in there, and then we're actually gonna put the red kill switch cover on this and get rid of the black one. So this is probably where you're gonna want a snake to get this cable. It's gonna be kind of tricky to get it. Usually I get a snake with like a little hook on it, so I can actually hook around that cable and then pull it back to the front to that module. So we're gonna get this pushed in here. Fit nice and tight. They say what size drill you should drill. If you wanted to, again, you could put a little silicone on that just to help to keep water coming in and out of there. Same thing for the screw holes. So then we're gonna take our red cover that comes with the Terrova, get this put on here, so which makes it pretty nice because you don't have to, drill those holes, get that all lined up. It's ready to go, which they make the 120 for the PDL, EPDL, as long as just the regular PDL. So this is why this is already put in here. So in theory, you can also switch over to the EPDL, which Old Town is now making a kit to replace the pedal drive with the EPDL. So you get the option of running this as your Terrova, or the option is running as the EPDL. This will come with the Terrova. This is going to be your lanyard that you would connect to your life jacket, whatever, and then your kill switch is just going to mount on there. So when you're running the Terrova, if you're going on the lake, you fall out, something happens, it comes off, your motor kills itself and stops. That way it's not just running like it would be. So, all right, so from here, we're gonna get that cord snaked back out the front to get it plugged in the module. And then we're gonna start working on our power cable from the module to the battery, get it ran through our back ports back here. And then from there, we can rig up the wire that goes to the plug to the battery. And I think that's gonna be about it. Pretty simple. All right, so I got the orange kill switch wire run up to the front of the module. I've got my module cable to my battery here. We're gonna get our Anderson plugs pushed in and locked. And then just gotta get this line back up, these screws back in here, and that'll be it for the rear. A little finagling, get everything lined up, make sure you get a good seal on it. And then what you do, just snug it down. Pretty impressed with these grommets, they're pretty good. I like the Yakutech through-hole ones, but it's nice that this boat comes with these already installed. So they're thinking about, you know, kind of where the kayak industry's going is everyone's going to a motor or pedal drive or something like that, or want both. So kudos to Old Town. All right, so we got to make a power cable from here to the battery, and then we can hook a battery and do some testing. All right, so we got our Minn Kota Terrova installed on the front. Got our power cable around to the inside to the kill switch module. We got our kill switch installed here, and then we actually did a same with Minn Kota theme, the Minn Kota battery box, which is nice. That battery box actually has two USB ports on each side. Excuse me, cigarette lighter ports on each side. It's all got a breaker in it as well. It's got a little tester on here. Ran our power cables to there. And basically everything plugged in, run power to there. You'll hear the dinging. Of course, whenever you pull the kill switch off, it's going to kill the power to everything. But pretty clean install. I like the fact that you know, Minn Kota and Old Town are working together. Makes it really seamless, really user friendly. We did went ahead and mount the module inside the kayak in here with some double-sided tape. I use 3M adhesive promoter to clean both sides of it. That way it sticks really good. Hopefully that lasts. But the nice part, the customer doesn't have to, we don't have to drill holes in the boat. If he decides to do that later, he can. But that's something like we'll let them decide if they need to or not. But it's mounted in there. Really clean install. So yeah, if you're looking to do a Terrova on the 120, here's a quick video on it. Of course, all this stuff you can find at ecofishingshop.com. If you guys have any questions on it, concerns, pointers, feel free to reach out to us on our team. We'd gladly help you out. If you ask for me personally, my name is Jonathan. I can help you through it. The other thing, if you want to build this art, we can start to finish. We can get a package together. That way you have everything. The only thing we didn't talk about is 12-volt battery. We recommend lithium. If you're looking to run for a full day, I would recommend anywhere from 50 to 60 amp hour. If you want to run a really long time, jump up to that 100 amp hour. That 80, 100 amp hour would last you a day, maybe a day and a half, all depending on how much you're running the motor, how hard you're running, and all that. But that's it. So we'll let the customer know that their kayak's ready to be picked up, and then get them on the water. So again, thanks for watching. Again, any questions, concerns, ecofishingshop.com. You can call us at 844-987-5777. Our storefront's also located here in Camden, Missouri, near Lake of the Ozarks, where we can set you up start to finish on this.